Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video we are going to look at some hunting apparel from the company TideWe. Now if you're not familiar with TideWe, they do make a number of different things in the hunting genre, from hunting blinds to camouflaged outdoor wear, and more specifically today we are going to look at this water resistant silent camo hunting suit. So this is a combination, both a jacket and a pair of pants. I've already kind of taken a look through this, got some impressions. Now, I can tell you at this point, this has some awesome features, just really nicely made, gorgeous camo pattern, and I would say a good fit, but there are definitely some considerations because this does come as a set, both the jacket and the pants. So I'm going to talk to you about that. So the first thing we're going to do today, I'm going to actually put these on, I'm going to show you them in detail and talk to you about the sizing so that you get an understanding of what I need to do to make this set work for me. Then we'll go through all of the details, I'll show you all the features and just the overall construction and quality of this hunting suit. Then finally, just a little bit of field use, practical footage to show you the effectiveness of the camouflage. And after all that, we'll come back to the studio for my final thoughts. And so with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at TideWe who did provide this for review. Now as we get this started, keep in mind the fact that I am 6'1", about 175 pounds at the time of this video. And so for me, I usually wear a US men's size large jacket, which here you can see the size large jacket. So that's what I originally got. So TideWe did provide this for the review. I had them provide me with a size large. And for that, you know, getting the jacket and putting it on, well, the jacket fits actually fantastic. I really do like the way this fits. For me, my size frame, my body size and all that, I do find this to fit just about perfect. Has a nice cut length, the arms, no problem, so that works out very well. And then the overall size of the body, again, has about enough material, but it's not overly sized. I like how they cut the panels and everything seems to fit nicely. And when it comes to the pants, for my given body size, I'm roughly a 32 to 34 inch waist, really closer to about 33, and then 34 inch length. And when it comes to the size large pants, well, unfortunately the size large pants, they're like a 34 to 36 inch waist. So these things are absolutely just swimming on me. There's no possible way I could wear these. They're too baggy. There's just too much material. So the bottom line is the fact that this is a set means if I'm going to get a size large jacket and then the size large pants, the pants aren't really going to fit somebody like me and my body size the right way. So for me, typically I would wear more like a medium long because again, I'm that 32 to 34 inch waist size with the 34 inch legs. This is really going to fit somebody with a 34 to 36 inch waist much better, and then probably closer to like a 32 or 33 inch leg, not the 34 inches. So these, in my opinion, are a little bit disproportionate for somebody like me who's a little bit lean and tall. So just take that into consideration. Which then means my next option is to size down to a medium. So this is the US size men's medium. And you can see, generally speaking, arm length, pretty good. Actually, the body length, pretty good. And I feel like this cut actually is pretty darn close. It's a little more form fit, but it does tend to just tug a tiny bit in a couple of places. So to me, this is just a little bit small, a little bit undersized on the top, even though I do have to say, I think it looks pretty good, all things considered, and generally it does look like, for the most part, it fits. Now, keep in mind the fact that the actual cuff length is the same length on both the medium and the large, so you're not losing anything by going down in size. on the jacket, but what I am gaining by going down in size is a much better fit on the pants, which here you can see this is much closer to a size 32 or 34 inch waist. And then the only other thing to consider is I do lose about 1.5 inches on the cuffs of the pants, which shouldn't be too big of a deal because at this point I am going to introduce the TideWe boots. So here you can see the camouflage hunting boots. Now these are a size 12. I typically have a size 12 foot. So we're going to put these on real quick and see how these fit. Which now with standard size socks, you can see just standard white socks. You can go a couple of different ways. I theoretically could either pull the cuffs over the outside of the boots, but that's going to tug on it just a little bit. In reality, going to tuck these pants nicely down on the inside here. And you can see at this point, it really does solve any issues with a slightly undersized or under length pant length. So at this point, coming together nicely rounded out with the boots. This does have the ability to cinch these down in the back and tighten them up just a bit, but good and waterproof down on the boots. That's going to work out very well, tying in with the rest of the outfit. So very nice, and you can see at this point, pretty well put together from TideWe. So again, the medium, even though it's going to be a smaller setup for my body size, my length, my overall sort of width around the belt, you can see this will work a little bit better in size medium. So this is what I'm opting to go with. And just to clarify that the boots are standalone, they are not part of the kit. So just keep in mind the fact that you can get sort of different styles of boots, which is awesome. These ones in particular I happen to like, no laces, pretty standard, rubber, good and water resistant. Nice tread pattern on the bottom, which I think is awesome. On the inside, a little bit of insulation to help keep your feet warm, but it's mostly like a neoprene. So these are going to be a good water resistant and waterproof design, which is what I'd be going for if I'm trucking around out there. And I've always needed a good pair of boots like this, so having sort of like a multi-purpose set of boots like this is definitely awesome. Another feature about this particular pair of boots, these are what they're calling the snake-proof boots, so should have some resistance to snake bites. I'm not in an area where I need to really worry about that personally. I don't typically go to areas where I'm worried about getting bit by snakes, so I don't have a lot of personal experience with that, but I could see a lot of people who are, in strategic areas, places where that's certainly a consideration, that definitely need that added feature in these boots. So again, keep in mind, this particular boots is the snake bite proof boots, so pretty interesting. HTC green camo, again, the adjustable cuff in the back. To me, this is already cinched down about as far as it can go. And so, I don't have large calves at all, so that's not going to really squash down too much more on me. A little bit of a protected toe, which is awesome. So if you're going to be kicking rocks and things like that, that is one thing for me. I am definitely always in a rocky area. So having a little bit of protection on that toe cap is definitely critical. Not stubbing your toes, not damaging the boots, and especially where you want these to be waterproof, having that nice stiff toe up front is awesome. I like the tread pattern, not overly aggressive. Should do a decent job shedding mud. So again, I will definitely be in an area with a lot of mud, trying to cake up on the boot, so the ability to shed that mud is nice. So overall, again, the TideWe hunting boots, just a nice addition to the kit, but they are separate from the jacket and the pants. Getting back into the features of the jacket, again, this is the silent water-resistant camo hunting suit, seen here in the Next Camo G2, which is kind of a nice color overall. For me, this is going to work out very well, actually. I do need a little bit more of the sort of gray tones and just very limited green, which again, you can see limited green in this pattern. I do like right away how all the panels are cut. I think that helps with the overall shape of the jacket, and especially under the arms. This to me is just an awesome addition, having the nice cut vertical panels here and just spacing things out nicely along your sides, and that does continue underneath the arm. So in terms of the overall features here, you can see, again, we've already talked about the camo, but the fact is, again, water resistant, which TideWe does say, in essence, made from a water-resistant and breathable exterior fabric, which can repel moisture and keep you dry in light rain or snow. Again, it's not intended for heavy rain, and not too bad in terms of the noise. So from a quiet standpoint, you know, it will make a little bit of noise, but probably not much more than the wind. Now, this has 9 pockets. You can see just digging out the tags here. So I'm gonna literally rip this off, and something you will see right away, it does say caution, pacemaker warning. This does have a nice quality magnetized exterior pocket right here. So leveraging some high powered magnets to keep this closed. I actually like that a lot. I've never had a garment with magnetic pockets on the outside, soft fleece lining on the inside, nice fleece pocket. This would be about perfect for eyewear. I think that would work out very well. Slip your glasses in here real quick, because sometimes you definitely want to take them off. The only other thing to note is that this does have a little bit of a keeper. So the fact that that keeper's in there might inhibit your ability to keep your glasses in there without them getting scratched. But again, on this side, the same fleece interior, nice soft lining on the inside. So your 2 front chest pockets. Going down the front of the jacket, you can see here your hand warming pockets. So pretty straightforward, not a heck of a lot to it, but at the same time, you still see that nice fleece interior. That's going to be the case on both pockets down the front. And keep in mind the fact that when I say a 9 pocket design, that incorporates both the jacket and the pants. So you're talking a combined 9 pockets. So you just saw the 4 on the jacket. As we open this up, quality YKK zippers. You can see on these zipper tracks, they're actually all inverted, which is awesome. So inverted zipper tracks, which helps with a couple of things. First off, so that you don't snag your zippers. That's nice. Helps to protect them. YKK zippers are typically self-healing, and then on top of that, what I really like is as you look closely, you can see this has an interior baffle to cut down on the wind, so your zipper is actually completely protected by that baffle on the inside to really cut down on wind penetration and a little bit of moisture. Your fleece lining on the inside. Now, I am going to say TideWe, even though they quoted this as being a 9 pocket design, you still do have interior pockets on the jacket. So pocket here and on this side, so 2 large pockets. Up at the top, this almost looks like pockets, but it's not. These are actually going to be a little bit breathable. So if you were to open up your pocket here, and you'll see that's a very thin mesh. In fact, if I were to take my phone here and stick it on the inside, you can clearly see it right through that pocket. So this is going to allow the garment to breathe. So if you open up these pockets, it's going to allow nice cool air in and really cool your body. I love garments that think about your temperature regulation and your body moisture management. That to me is critical, and TideWe doing it well here with the jacket. Now, as you see here, there's a pass-through on the back, which at first it's like, well, what's that for? That's for a harness. So if you had to wear a harness to stay tied into a tree, this is going to be that pass-through to allow that lanyard through the backside, and that has your safety hook and your overall attachments to the tree. So that's going to work out very well. You can see that is actually protected with a little bit of a storm flap. So again, thinking about the water resistance, that has a storm flap to protect it, and pretty straightforward. The panel down the backside, 1 big large panel, which works out better because you actually don't have much in the way of seams, because seams can absorb water. Only up on your shoulders where your shoulder panels come together with the back panels. And then when it comes to the hood, great shape on the hood. A 3-panel design, which I've talked about quite a bit. I'm a hoodie fanatic, and I really enjoy a 3-panel design, 1, 2, 3. That helps maintain a nice fit over the top of your head. And typically with hoods like this, it allows you to cinch them down, kind of get the corners pulled away a little bit, so you do maintain quality peripheral vision, which I love. So in terms of the hood, a nice construction. Apart from the fleece lining on the inside, not too much more to talk about there, but a couple of last little features. Another thing that I definitely like, the fact that the cuffs do have Velcro. So almost infinite adjustability where you can really dial this in to the size of your wrists. I have fairly thin wrists, so to be able to cinch this down, get a quality fit, and then loosen it up if you need to, I love that. So the fact that they went with Velcro instead of snaps, I am a big fan. But overall, they've done a nice job with their hardware selection. All the zippers, all the zipper pulls, nicely protected underneath little sort of gussets and, you know, covers and things like that to keep this nice and water resistant. So in terms of the jacket, that is definitely going to be nice. So good job from TideWe. And when it comes to the pants, some very similar details, but of course in pants it's going to be a little bit different. You end up with that same camo pattern, you end up with the same water resistant fabrics, and then just in terms of the back panel, you can see they do now introduce more of a sort of durable and just more padded design here. Which again, TideWe is not necessarily saying exactly what this fabric is, but I can tell you it's getting closer to like a ballistic nylon style. Then up over the top, good stretchy panels here. So all of this fabric, nice and stretchy. So that's the case both on the pants and the jacket, just good quality, stretchy material, plenty of belt loops across the top. And I really do like the way they trimmed it out. I think that's a nice look and attention to detail across the top of the pants. You do end up with a simple pocket in the back here. No zippers, no Velcro, but it is fleece lined on the inside. And as you take a look here, that's going to be just a little bit of that ventilation to the inside of the pocket. That's that light mesh that you can absolutely just get a little bit of breathability out of the pants. Nicely riveted button on the front, and then again, just quality YKK zipper. It does have like a little bit of a, I don't know if you'd call it like a blackened chrome look, but it's not a completely polished chrome button. We'll see how that holds up over time. Looks like it should be good in quality. Looks like it holds onto the pants nicely. Front of the pockets here, you can see just the typical pockets here, right up on the top of the pants. Again, just nice lined, sort of that fleecy material on one side, breathable, and then just your standard material and the rest of the pockets. Fairly deep. They do go down pretty far, so should be able to warm your hands, carry a little bit of gear. Again, going down the front of the pants, you can see oversized cargo pockets. Now, these are not necessarily gusseted, but in these particular pants, I don't think I need them to be. A little bit of that fleece lining here. No real ventilation on the inside. To me, that's a little bit of a miss. I would have loved to have that same sort of vented material inside the cargo pockets to again continue to allow these to vent out, but in this particular case it's just fleece on the inside, which means a couple of things. One, they're definitely going to be warmer, so that's a good thing, but two, they're not going to breathe nearly as much, which I think is a little bit too bad. I'd prefer to just have the option to zip that shut, and then I get the benefit of the fleece on this side of the pocket if I need it, and at this point it ends up kind of doubled up. But it is what it is. Not a bad thing, and the fact that you have the cargo pockets is definitely awesome. Again, working our way down towards the bottom of the pants, you do end up with the Velcro on the cuff. So if you want to adjust these and cinch them down a little bit, that will work out well. And that's actually going to be what I am going to do. Cinch these down around my ankles, get these down inside the boots so everything stays nice and tight and really doesn't allow any sort of, you know, cold air or anything like that to get inside, and they'll fit a little bit better inside the boot. So all in all, definitely nice construction there. You can see a couple of additional little details rubberized sort of around the cuff, around your waist. That's going to help hold these into place. I already mentioned plenty of belt loops, and overall I do have to say just a good looking pair of pants. I love the two-tone design playing between the camo and the brown, and I love how all of this ties in nicely with the jacket. So again, just a good quality job from TideWe. Alright guys, there you have it, a look at the TideWe water resistant silent camo hunting suit. The jacket, the pants, and a little bit of bonus here going through the snake bite resistant boots. All in all, an awesome system coming together nicely to keep me protected, to keep me sort of stealth, low-key, but warm in the event that I go hunting. Now, I have to say, I'm not a huge hunter, but it is something that I'm definitely interested in, and I am really planning a couple of different activities related to hunting and hunting trips in the near future, so coming very soon. But again, all in all, very nicely done. I like the overall look. I have to say, I think TideWe should really consider the option of sort of different types of sizing with their pants. And the fact that you have to buy these as a set does definitely leave this limited. I'm surprised, or I wouldn't be surprised to find out that more people are actually struggling to find something that fits them well, because I do think that, you know, in my case, I would need a medium long pants. I would need a large jacket to be the optimum setup for me, for my body size, for my body type. So just offering the long or short version of their pants would go a long way, in my opinion. So just a recommendation to TideWe. But again, other than that, very nicely done. So again, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at TideWe for providing these for review. For the rest of you, if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless channel, which is more on my primary gear. On that channel, I cover everything from hiking, camping, and backpacking excursions, all the gear that goes with it. So from sleep systems, shelter systems, knives, axes, backpacks, flashlights, you name it, that's my Outer Limitless YouTube channel. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.